There is a moment many people don't talk about after the loss, the setback, and the relationship end, when the pain starts to fade a little, but something else quietly shows up. Not peace, not direction, just emptiness. Because when what is used to define your life is gone, you are left asking a harder question. What now does my life mean? Few years ago, there was a man with foundation beneath him can build almost anything. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this series is about rebuilding after life added season. Not just recovering what was lost, but discovering what still remains. And if you have been walking through this journey with us, thank you for being here again. Today's conversation is about purpose, but not the loud, dramatic kind of purpose people post online. We are talking about the quiet rebuilding of meaning after life has broken your original plan. So stay with me, because this is where rebuilding becomes deeper. When life fall apart, most people assume purpose will automatically follow healing, but that is not true, because healing removes pain, but it doesn't replace direction. So you start to feel something strange. You are no longer who you were. You are no longer where you used to be, but you are not sure where you are going either. You try old goals, they didn't fit anymore. You tried old habits, they feel empty. You try to reconnect with what used to excite you, and it doesn't hit the same way, and that can be unsettling, because for a moment it feels like you have lost your identity completely. Before we continue, if this message speaks to someone trying to find direction again after a difficult season, share it with them. If you are committed to rebuilding your life with intention and meaning, subscribe and join us for the journey ahead. Here is something important to understand. Purpose after pain is not discovered immediately. It is revealed gradually, because breakdown does not just remove things from your life. They also clear space for reflection, space for redirection, space for something new to change. But in that in-between space, it can feel uncomfortable, because you are no longer driven by who you were, but you are not yet clear on who you are becoming. And in that uncertainty, many people rush. They try to fill the gap quickly. New relationship, new goals, new distraction. But sometimes purpose doesn't come from filling the space. It comes from sitting in it long enough to understand it. We'll be right back after a short break, and when we return, let's talk about how purpose begins to form again, quietly and often unexpectedly. Welcome back. Purpose is not always something you find. Sometimes it is something you notice growing inside you again. It often starts small. Something that once felt meaningless now feels important. A conversation that matters. A person you want to help. A lesson from your own pain that could help someone else. A desire to rebuild differently this time. Purpose begins when pain is no longer just something you survive, but something you learn from. Because your story doesn't lose value in brokenness, it often regains depth, and that depth can become direction. If you are struggling to find purpose right now, don't pressure yourself to define your entire life. Start small. Ask, what is one thing I care about right now? What pain in my life has created understanding in me? What have I learned that someone else might need? Because purpose often begins there, not in the big announcement, but in small awareness. And as you begin to pay attention, you will notice something. Even in the brokenness season, there are still things you can build, still ways you can grow, still ways you can contribute, and slowly direction starts to return. Maybe right now you don't feel fully directionless, but you don't feel fully guided either. That is okay. You are not lost. You are in a transition. And transition is where new purpose begins to form. Not instantly, not loudly, but quietly over time, until one day you realize you are no longer asking what now, because your life has started answering it for you. If this message encouraged you today, share it with someone searching for meaning after a difficult season. Save it for the moment when direction feels unclear, and subscribe if you are committed to building a life with purpose, depth, and intention. Until next time, take care of yourself, and remember, sometimes purpose isn't found after the break, it is born from it.